We don't want to make people believe that we only rap about dancing because we're actual artists.
And these dudes talk a lot when they gon' spit, thinking they holding the power like 106.
I'm on stage spitting bars with the lights dim and snapping groupies left and right with the knife of the pipe giving. And
2 miles an hour, you still couldn't see me. Windows look like you pressed off on the TV.
Cali Swag District, Inglewood, California, active since 2009, featuring M-Bone, JayAre, OFB Young, and Smooth the General. There was a brief moment in hip-hop when everything was light. Before the algorithm figured out how to game the system, there was just fun. No group embodied that flash in the pan but unforgettable moment better than Cali Swag District. Born straight out of Inglewood during the tail end of the ringtone era and right before the blog era took full hold, CSD represented the height of the so-called swag era, a time defined more by skinny jeans and dance moves than bars or lyrical depth, and they were proud of it. While many dismissed the group as one-hit wonders riding the Teach Me How to Dougie wave, there's an argument to be made that they helped usher in the viral music age long before TikTok was ever thought of. Their music was loud, catchy, memeable, and most of all, movable. You couldn't hear Cali Swag District and sit still, but even in their peak, you could feel something fragile in the foundation. It was fun, but not built to last. They didn't have the musicality to expand past the moment, nor the depth to pivot when trends shifted, as they always do. They lacked a clear frontman, a visionary, or even a next step beyond the Dougie. And just when they were trying to grow out of their viral bubble, tragedy struck twice. The death of M-Bone in 2011 and later JayAre in 2014 cut down any chance they had of regrouping, rebranding, or even just evolving. Cali Swag District will always be remembered, but for only one thing. And while that one thing had the world in a chokehold for a solid year, it's also the reason they were never taken seriously as artists. That's the paradox of the swag era. It gave us energy and virility, but didn't leave much room for legacy. Groups like CSD were caught right in the crossfire, symbols of a time that didn't ask for much more than a beat and a dance, and that's what they gave us. But how do you survive once the party's over? This is the story of Cali Swag District and how they helped bring fun back to hip-hop, even if only for a short while. What happened? Let's talk about it. Salute to the wavy one on IG for this request. It's your boy JC, StuntedGrowthMusic. Let's get it. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Cali Swag District was a hip-hop group from Inglewood, California, formed in 2009 by former Death Row affiliate Big Y. The group consisted of Smooth, Young, JayAre, and M-Bone, and quickly made waves with their debut single Teach Me How to Dougie. The track, released in 2010, became a national phenomenon, peaking at number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100 and going double platinum. The song's success turned the Dougie dance into a pop culture staple and placed CSD at the center of a new wave of dance-driven hip-hop. They followed with singles like Where You Are and Kickback, but none captured the magic of their breakout. Plans for their debut album, The Kickback, were delayed repeatedly, and when it finally dropped in 2011, the moment had already passed. Still, for a brief window, Cali Swag District had the whole world moving, and it looked like they were here to stay. Stunt number 1, built for a trend, not a career. From the moment Teach Me How to Dougie hit airwaves, it was clear Cali Swag District had captured lightning in a bottle. The beat was infectious, the hook impossible to ignore, and the dance was arguably the best hip-hop dance of all time. Not to mention the timing being perfect. But the downside of having your first and only hit revolve around a dance is that your artistry becomes immediately boxed in. Unlike groups with deeper catalogs or lyrical identities, CSD's entire image was tied to a fleeting trend, and trends move fast in hip-hop. Once the Dougie faded, so did the urgency to hear what else they had to offer. The group wasn't built around a standout lyricist or even a strong creative voice to lead a pivot. They lacked the vocal distinction or songwriting depth to transition into more mature, versatile records. Their follow-up sounded like attempts to recapture that first high. In many ways, their breakout hit was too big. It cast a shadow they never learned to operate beyond. And that's not entirely their fault. At the time, the music industry was chasing viral sensations, not long-term development. Artists weren't being groomed, they were being used. One hit, one check, one tour, then gone. CSD's debut album, The Kickback, was a perfect example of their limitations. While it had energy and party vibes, it lacked cohesion and growth. There was no storytelling and no identity beyond fun. And that's the danger of entering the game through a trend. You often leave with it too. By the time the swag era gave way to the rise of trap and drill music, CSD had already been forgotten by the mainstream. Their moment came and went before they ever got a chance to define themselves outside of a dance. In a genre where evolution is necessary, they never truly got started. Stunt number 2, the tragic loss of M-Bone. Just as Cali Swag District began plotting their next move, tragedy struck, and the group would never be the same. On May 15, 2011, Monte M-Bone Talbert was fatally shot in a drive-by while sitting in his car outside a liquor store in Inglewood. He was just 22 years old. The killing was senseless and sudden, and while police never confirmed it was gang-related, speculation ran wild. For the group, it wasn't just the loss of a friend. M-Bone wasn't the group's frontman lyrically, but he was the spirit of Cali Swag District. He was the dancer, the face of the Dougie, and the energy behind the group's image. When people mimicked the dance, they were copying him. His charisma helped fuel the group's identity, and without him, they lost more than just a member. They lost the very moment that gave them life. The emotional toll was immediate. Tributes poured in, but the momentum that had already begun slipping slowed to a halt. Grieving in public while trying to maintain a music career is nearly impossible, especially for a group still finding their footing. Instead of focusing on growth, they were now focused on coping. In the years following, their releases grew fewer and further between. How to Dougie had been lightning in a bottle, but M-Bone was the one who shook it. Without him, the dance, the brand, and the group felt incomplete. Public interest waned and the group began drifting into obscurity. In many ways, M-Bone's death froze them in time. Their sound didn't evolve, their image couldn't shift, and their ability to recreate the magic of their early success was severely diminished. Losing a key member is hard enough, but losing the most visible, energetic piece of the group built on a dance and vibe, that's a blow few can recover from. And sadly, they didn't.
Brother to me, he meant a lot. I don't even feel the same without him.
Stunt number 3, JayAre's death marked the end. If M-Bone's death was the emotional gut punch that stalled Cali Swag District's momentum, JayAre's passing was the quiet final blow. On June 6, 2014, Shantae JayAre Gilmore died at just 25 years old from complications related to sickle cell anemia after suffering a seizure. Unlike the headline-grabbing nature of M-Bone's shooting, JayAre's death flew more under the radar, but for those paying attention, it marked the unofficial end of the group. JayAre had become one of the more focused members after M-Bone's death, contributing not just vocals but direction. He was the one pushing to move beyond the Dougie, to experiment with new sounds, to keep them going after the interest faded. His passing stripped the group of any remaining momentum. Now down to 2 members with no label support and no real buzz, Cali Swag District quietly dissolved. What makes it more tragic is the timing. By 2014, hip-hop was entering a new viral era. Vine, early Instagram, and emerging online dance trends began breathing life into artists who understood how to merge visuals with sound. Had they survived intact, CSD might have adapted. They were, after all, pioneers of that fusion. But with no leadership, no rebrand, and 2 key members gone, they couldn't pivot. Performances turned into tributes, and new music slowed, then stopped. What remained was nostalgia, and a name frozen in the past. JayAre's death didn't just end a life, it ended the group's future. Cali Swag District wasn't just a product of a moment, they were trapped in it. After that, there was nothing left to fight for, and while their time was short, their influence lingers in the viral blueprint they helped build, one dance move at a time. All in all, Cali Swag District captured a moment that will never come again. They didn't need metaphors or punchlines, they had energy, movement, and the rare ability to make the world dance. For a group born during the transition from ringtone rap to internet virality, they embodied the exact kind of lightning that defined that era. Bright, loud, and gone too soon. They weren't built to last, and deep down, maybe even they knew that. But their impact is undeniable. The Dougie still lives in pop culture, and their name still sparks nostalgia. While their career was stunted by limited range and tragic losses, their brief run was pure joy. And in a genre often rooted in pain, that joy was revolutionary in its own right. Cali Swag District reminded hip-hop to have fun, and for that, their short story still deserves to be told. Salute, much respect, rest in peace to M-Bone and JayAre. It's your boy JC, StuntedGrowthMusic, and I'm out.
See that sign? It say
We
Hollywood.
about to buy that. We gonna change it and make it say
Inglewood.